Hello. Okay, so this is going to be a quick video. Um, since the last time I made a video, I was in the hospital. I was almost 34 weeks, and they were going to keep me in the hospital until I turned 36 weeks. Well, the day before I turned 34 weeks, nothing had changed. My cervix hadn't changed. My contractions were under control. The baby was fine. So the doctor ended up letting me go home at 34 weeks because he said that at that point, they wouldn't do anything to stop my labor if I went into labor. And so they basically let me go home with, if anything else happens, for me to come back to the hospital. So I am now, and to be on bed rest until 36 weeks. I am now 36 weeks and 3 days. I came to the hospital on Thursday when I was 35 weeks and 6 days because I was having frequent contractions. So I ended up being in the hospital for a few hours. The contractions were not strong enough to change my cervix. I went from a 1 to a 3, and then I stalled and didn't do any more. So they ended up sending me home, basically telling me to come back when my contractions were either 5 minutes apart, if my water broke, or if my contractions got more painful. So the next day, I got off of bed rest. I was 36 weeks, which was a Friday. Saturday, I went to the water park and swam for about 2.5 hours with my sister-in-law and my nieces. And about 3 hours later, I started having really, really bad pain in my pelvis, like somebody was trying to rip it apart. But me and my husband had already planned on going to the movies to see Transformers: Dark Side of the Moon with some people. So I took some Tylenol. Didn't really help, but I went to the movies anyway. Made it through the movie, and then the pain got so bad that I thought I needed to go to the hospital. So before we went to the hospital, I wanted to get something to eat because once you get into the hospital, they won't let you eat anything until they figure out what they're going to do with you. So we went to Fridays, got some food. By the time we left Fridays, I was in excruciating pain. But I didn't want to go to the hospital because I felt like they weren't going to, do anything but send me home. I don't know, I was just kind of scared to go to the hospital. So I told myself I would just go home, try to go to sleep, get some rest. And we ended up not actually getting into the bed until 1:30. I woke up at 3 o'clock. At 4 o'clock. I had to go to the bathroom. I was fine as long as I kept still, but once I got up to go to the bathroom, the pain got really bad. So I laid back in the bed, and between 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock, I had to go to the bathroom twice. The pain was just unbearable. I couldn't sleep. I went and laid on the couch, watched TV, and finally around 7:30, I finally fell asleep until about 11:30. So we went on with our day, this was now Sunday morning. I'm still in pain. Around 7:30, I just could not take the pain anymore. And I usually drank a lot of water, at least a gallon of water, plus other fluids during the day. And I have to get up and go to the bathroom a lot, which is fine. But yesterday, I just couldn't drink that much because I didn't want to get up that much to go to the bathroom. So I know I was a little dehydrated yesterday. So finally around 7:30, I couldn't take the pain. I called the doctor, and he told me to come in, and that they would probably give me some pain medicine or they would probably monitor the baby, give me some pain medicine, and then send me home. So once I got here, they put me on the monitor. Oh, and I was in so much pain. I usually, if I know I have to go to the hospital, I would usually eat before I come in. But I was in so much pain, and I thought that they were just going to monitor me, give me some medicine for the pain, and send me home, that I didn't eat. So anyway, we got here, they put me on the monitor. I had one contraction where the baby's heart rate went down, so they decided to monitor me longer. I did finally get my medicine after being here for 4 hours because they had to figure out what they were going to do. They ended up doing an ultrasound on the baby and everything. At that point, he was 6 pounds 4 ounces by their ultrasound tech. So after 4 hours, they told me that they were going to keep me overnight and they wanted to monitor the baby because of the dip in his heart rate. So they gave me Tylenol 3 with codeine, which really, really helped. The pain didn't go away, but at least when I got up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, I didn't feel like somebody was trying to rip my pelvis apart. And so during the night, the nurse would come in, she'd ask me if I need anything, and I would ask her how, the baby was doing. She'd tell me, oh, he's fine, he's fine. So the original plan was that they were going to discharge me this morning. This morning at 9 o'clock, the doctor comes in, wakes me up, and he starts to explain to me about the situation with the baby. I guess the nurse didn't want to say anything until the doctor came in to tell me. But anyway, he starts to explain to me that the baby had dips in his heartbeat with some contractions, and that they were concerned about his welfare, and being that I am 36 weeks and 3 days now, that him coming out would be better than him staying in because they don't want to send me home, not knowing how he's going to deal with the contractions that I have. So, I am at this moment being induced. This is my IV. This is, I don't know if you can see that, the medicine that they're giving me. They are giving me Pitocin. They started off at a very low dose. And she said every half an hour they'll come in and increase the dose until my contractions get to where they need to be. There is an increased risk that I could have a C-section if the baby does not tolerate my contractions very well. And right now I'm not really in very much pain. I'm kind of having cramping feelings, like, I'm about to get my menstrual cycle or something like that. But right now I'm pretty comfortable. They won't let me have anything to eat, of course. I can't have any liquids. All I can have is ice, chips, and popsicles. My husband's not here because the original plan was that I was going to be discharged this morning. So he has to be to work at 6. He left here at 4. So he could go home and shower and get dressed and go to work. So I called him and let him know what's going on. He's on his way. So we're going to have, today is July 4th. Either he's going to be an Independence Day baby, or he might come tomorrow, which will be the 5th. Either way, it's fine. I may not do a video for a while, just depending on, I'm going to have a baby. So it might be kind of hard. But as soon as I can, I will update and make another video. Alright, I will see you guys when I see you. Bye.